Good morning. I'm Dr. Paul Hatherley, and this morning I'm starting a series of talks on understanding mental and emotional development. Mental and emotional development is the internal side of life. In normal life, most of our attention is focused on the external. So security, success, entertainment, and approval are most important. When we focus on the internal side of life, then love, truth, beauty, and wisdom are most important. To have our human happiness be complete, we need both. And since so much attention is given to success, security, entertainment, and approval, what most of us are missing is any clear definition of how to integrate the experience of love, truth, beauty, and wisdom into our everyday life. Just the environment, the setting where I'm doing these talks is an example of the ultimate in beauty, nature. And one of my purposes is to make this a nurturing experience, as well as an informative and instructive experience. We need information and we need nurturing. We need the external and we need the internal. And we need training as human beings. We're not born competent and conscious, not even caring. These are things we learn along the way. If we don't have any training, then each generation starts over from the beginning, as if no one had ever come before. So one of the things I've done with my lifetime is I've built an inventory of knowledge about the internal. The reason I did that was because I could see it was needed, that it was missing. It was certainly missing in my life. When I got to the age of 17 and graduated from high school, the very day I graduated, we came home, my parents and I came home for lunch, and we had never had a discussion about what my future would look like. And the only statement that they had, it was actually a question, within an hour of my graduating, was, when are you going to start paying rent? And I was so hurt and humiliated, I just said, I'm not. I'm leaving this afternoon. And by 3 o'clock, I was gone. I had no clue what I was going to do or where I was going to go. I had no clue as to what my future would hold. So I had no training in how to define my own potentials, how to look at life, how to determine what was important, how to define purposes. I had no training in how to relate to the opposite sex, no understanding of what love was. I'd been pursuing truth on my own, but I didn't really understand it. Wisdom was way beyond me. And beauty was not something that I consciously integrated into my daily life or was even aware of. So that's how I started working my way from a totally untrained adolescence into becoming something of a conscious and caring adult human being. But it's taken a lifetime of effort and struggle and experimenting, thinking, observing, reading, to discover exactly how to develop my mind and emotions. My thought is I would like to cut short that process for future generations and for people that are around me now. And at the very beginning of the process of mental emotional development is to recognize a basic choice we all make. And mostly our culture follows. The choice is to treat the experience of being alive as an object to be manipulated and controlled, or we can treat the experience of life and being alive as an opportunity to learn, love, and live. In our culture, most people treat life as an object to be manipulated and controlled, and this choice can be ascertained by their purposes and priorities. We don't even have to ask them. We can just look at what they value, and we can and how they respond to mate, parents, children, friends, and the overall experience of being alive. And we can see that most of us, in our pursuit of security, for instance, it's not our purpose to learn about our mate, our children, ourselves, and life. It's our purpose to control pleasure, survival, and trying to get enough approval to feel good about ourselves without even understanding what self-worth is or how to develop a genuine and substantial self-worth. So mental and emotional development requires that we, first of all, choose to respond to life as an experience, to be loved, lived, and learned. From that starting point, then we will become innocently curious, and the learning process can begin. With an attitude of innocent curiosity, we are receptive, and we want to understand. With a normal attitude, we think we already know most things, and we're too busy controlling and manipulating outcomes to be relaxed and receptive to learning from daily experience. So, as we go along today, I want to talk about the process of changing our choice from the normal treating life as an object to be manipulated and controlled to the more conscious treating life as an experience to be loved, lived, and learned, and then how to build on that. Building is what development is about. Development is not about learning one thing, one technique, one idea, one belief, one system even. Development is about accumulating layer upon layer of awareness and skill that we apply to daily life. And we become masterful at nurturing ourselves and other people, and at fulfilling our potentials, internal and external. So, as we go along, you can see we've already got 2 layers. One is to change your choice from normal to conscious, and 2 is to develop an attitude of innocent curiosity so that you can relax, be receptive, take in life, experience, pain, pleasure, and start learning. It's the learning that's needed, and learning layer by layer. Okay, we'll talk more up the trail.